We are live.
Raven, the GS Joe, one third of the Cyber. Sam, the legend behind the technique.
We are live, guys. I'm Joe, one third of the Cyber Nerds.
And I'm Revenue GS.
I'm Sam, Mr. Blitz Tech.
And this is the Bumblebee movie review. Let's get this over and done with. This movie is a sci-fi action movie, if that's what you want to call action. I don't know, I'm just saying. Directed by Travis Knight. The cast, I guess we can only just say Haley Steinfeld and John Cena. George Ladenburg Jr. and skip the rest, doesn't really matter. Release date December 3rd, I guess Sony Center, and December 21st in the US. We got to watch this one on Saturday, which I don't remember the date because guess what? Doesn't really matter anymore because this movie, and the synopsis is on the run in the year of 87. Shout out to the 87 babies, the best years, man. You guys doing a lot for the grime scene. Bumblebee the Autobot seeks refuge in the junkyard in a small California beach town. Charlie, on the brink of 18 years old and trying to find her place in the world, soon discovers the battle-scarred and broken Bumblebee when Charlie revives him, and she quickly learns that this is no ordinary yellow Volkswagen. And you're wondering why I'm talking like this, because that's exactly what this movie is. So on to the story, and I'm going to give it straight to Mr. Blistek.
Wow! Story's kind of dead, to be honest. Like, the movie's called Bumblebee.
Not kind. Please be
I
very
can't.
accurate in your words for this movie.
But why
sir.
though?
Do not.
Does it deserve the respect
Don't
that
be a Decepticon. Just let them know exactly where it is. No,
Fine.
no slightly, no
Decepticon.
kind. Just let them know exactly what this
Fine.
movie is.
This movie is called Bumblebee, but it's a complete lie because it's about a girl turning 18, finding Bumblebee, and their relationship together, and it's just ensued in nonsense after that. It's
But majority of the times it's not a relationship with Bumblebee, which we thought would be, but it's not.
It's not.
It's
yeah. So the story is complete utter nonsense. I didn't like it.
I'm gonna go the other way. I think written down on paper, the story is actually ultra lit.
so is this like
Ultra lit.
Is this
Listen.
like a GCSE
No.
exam
Let me get to it.
written on paper?
The story's actually ultra lit. Yeah. So there's a war going on Cybertron.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Autobots send Bumblebee to Earth to find a planet that the Autobots can find refuge in. Yeah, but the Decepticons are after Bumblebee. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's basically like a getaway, I'm coming after you movie. It's like the Man of Steel thing, isn't it? Like, oh, we're sending you to Earth. You can save everyone. That's cool.
Yeah, that is.
But that's not what happens in the movie.
Exactly.
Like,
If your story was just that,
yeah, but
and Bumblebee had to get away,
that's what I'm
banger of a
saying.
movie.
The story, because they actually do that in the movie. That takes part in the movie. So I think the story is actually lit. The execution is painful. It's terrible.
I'll take
because, like you're saying, the best thing you said was this movie should not be called Bumblebee. This movie should be called Charlie and Bumblebee or something like that. Because basically, yeah, man, this is like a coming of age movie for like 18-year-old or teenage.
It's a young adult movie.
People. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? This is, to me, like, this is a coming of age movie with a sprinkle of Transformers, as opposed to a Transformers movie with humans in it. Get me? And I feel like this movie once again succumbs to their failings of the last 6 Transformers movies, focusing in on humans. Don't do it in Transformers movies. Do you know what you should focus on? Transformers. Do you know what you should focus on? The title character. Do that. Bruh, this is like, what kills me about this year
Oh, wait.
is that right now, like, you know, the Godzilla has just dropped 2 trailers, King of the Monsters, yeah? And all they're showing is monsters, 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 monsters. Because the movie's called Godzilla, King of the Monsters. That's what we paid money to see. I want to see monsters. I'm going to a Transformers movie to see Transformers. Transformers, bro.
What did you get though?
Charlie. The ex-diver mechanic. No. And a weird boyfriend, emo boyfriend.
They were in a relationship.
Well, okay, so they were her emo stalker.
See?
What, like,
That's how bad it was. Anyway, we're gonna get to that.
I don't know. I
That's
don't know.
what I mean,
Like,
see?
Raven, I don't know. Go on. This is a lot for me. This is a lot for me. Stress.
I feel like skipping the story, but since you're here, I feel that this is not your fault. So this is a story. So this is like 2 stories into one, and which is the first story which you get, which is Joe just mentioned, which is brilliant. You know, it's marvelous. Got us reading the first 5 movies. Oh my god, mind blowing. This is what we're going to get, and then for the next. So what? This movie is 114 minutes. So I would like to
Shut your
so
mouth.
I would like to claim that maybe 109 minutes of the movie is nonsense. So the first 5 minutes, great story. The next 109 minutes, dead. And that's all you're going to get from me, because I do not want to get a disclaimer on the back of Bumblebee movie. So on to, I don't even know, acting.
Alright,
If
I'm
there is any such
taking
thing.
this.
Oh,
I'm taking
by
this.
all means, go ahead.
The acting in this movie is like not good. Do you know? And like, to me, so there's two of my best characters in the movie, acting wise. The little brother, who for some reason
Don't even make the cast.
yeah, it doesn't even make the cast list on the list that we're searching. The little brother, for me, he plays his role best as an annoying little brother. Everyone else, forget about. Like, John Cena tries, fails. The Charlie character, I didn't believe in her at all. I feel like so much of it was forced. So much of it was, I'm trying to act like a person who's turning 18 and has got all of these emotional problems. But it just felt like someone acting like they was 18, trying to deal with all of these emotional problems. I didn't relate to the character at all. Bumblebee's character has like a split personality, because
I don't even blame that on Bumblebee.
the script for Bumblebee's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even though Bumblebee can't talk, the script for Bumblebee's still terrible.
How did you get that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I just want to jump in, and I say this with, and this is when one of those reviews, and I don't like doing it simply because I appreciate, as someone who's done animation and then, you know, from sound to everything, production, you know, you have to do everything yourself. I don't like to be sitting here and telling people like, you know, like, this is dead and stuff, because a lot of work is put into these things. But, and I definitely don't want to be sitting here and telling, like, you know, actors, performers such as John Cena in this movie is not great because of their background and where they're coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like, you live in the industry, you're trying to make into a bigger industry, but I feel that what was given to these actors, actresses did not help them. Performance is just dead. I mean, there is nothing that we can hold on to and appreciate. And you're sitting, you know, you're watching 3 guys who actually appreciate acting, good acting, regardless if it's superhero, you know, romantic, whatever. Acting is acting. You cannot take away from that. And we're sitting in this movie, and you know, we're laughing. It's like, this is not great. You know, this is not great. It's not good. Performance is disastrous. The only believable actor or, you know, character is the little brother. Maybe because it's a child still, you know, still innocent, so he kind of like just being a child. But other than that, performance dead. And on to Mr. Ballistic.
Yeah, everyone's acting is over the top, so no one's really believable. John Cena, for me, stood out the most. He would just do stuff and say stuff. I'm like, would an army sergeant do and say those things to that belief? No, I don't think so. Haley, like you said, with a better script, would have done a lot better, but there was, again, some scenes I'm like, yeah, you're just being a bit melodramatic, didn't like it, and the supporting cast, horrible. Unfortunately, Bumblebee was horrible as well. I think the best parts that were acted the best was Optimus Prime on Cybertron.
They're Autobots, they're not human beings.
Well, whoever's doing the mocap or whatever, that was the best bit. Other than that, everyone's throwaway. Don't care about them.
Yeah, we just unless you got something else to add to it.
I'm ready for production.
Production. Okay, so I'm going to start with the production because this is where it gets me mad. This is where it gets me mad.
Really?
Because you got me. You got me. You really got me because I'm like, if you don't know, Transformers is actually one of my favorite movies. Not for the story, but for being Transformers. Never been done before. This franchise is the only franchise where we've seen robots transforming, cars, helicopters, whatever, into robots. This is my childhood when we're talking about, Transformers. And I understand what Transformers is about. Transforming. It's in the name. So, previous movies, story, weak, acting, weak. But when it comes to Transformers, no one, until someone does better, no one can say anything about Transformers. And this is what I stand on, right? Like, visuals, transforming, nice. Now, we start this movie, and as you can see for the trailers, they actually bring the classic Transformers. The actual feel of Transformers. Even though, the previous Transformers movies that we've had, we've all been gassed because we've never had anything prior to that. So when we're seeing this, oh my god, here's Raven, 5 years old again, jumping up and down in cinemas, making all sorts of screams, disturbing other people behind and, in front of me because I'm really excited. And then, like Joe said, this is the best part of the movie, and I'm upset. I'm upset because I'm literally seeing throughout the movie, literally saying, okay, I'm just getting through this. I'm just getting through this because I know what's coming next, because of what you showed me in the first 5 minutes is lit. And every now and again, you do go back to Cybertron and, oh my god, it's phenomenal. Like, everything is banging. But then here I'm sitting another 20, 30 minutes thinking, I have to go through this. I'm just waiting. I'm being patient. I'm being really, really patient until we're so late in the movie that actually people are walking out. Because you have not given us what we've been sitting out all this time for. That production, dead.
Production in this movie for me really pisses me off because it's so good and also so bad.
No, it's worse.
Like, well, yeah,
It's
like,
worse than good.
Like, yeah,
It overrides
like
it.
for how good it is, when it
Yeah.
there's 10 minutes of good production in this movie. Anytime there's more than 3 Transformers on the screen, production is 10 out of 10, 1000%. Do you know what I'm saying? But it spends most of the movie with less than 3 Transformers, less than 2 Transformers. Then the next, they try and do the whole Guardians of the Galaxy thing because we're set in 1987. Let's mix in some music and do stuff like that. And it feels forced. It feels like you're just trying to jam these musics and these songs and you're trying to be so nostalgic that you're not nostalgic. That you're just like, you're beating us over the head with it and it's not good. Do you know what I'm saying? Some of the best parts of the old Transformers movies, like that noise when the Transformers transform, it's not in this movie. Do you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, like the real Transformer part of this movie is missing. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is my big issue with it. And someone might be like, oh well, this is a good movie. This movie is called Bumblebee. Bumblebee is a Transformer. And I will just keep saying it, this is not a Transformers movie. You know what I'm saying?
Really
So production for me is a huge letdown. I feel like it peaked very early and went downhill from there.
Boy, so yeah, I think the biggest problem in production is like the writing. Completely went wrong with all the characters. Completely went wrong with Bumblebee by himself. Don't know where they're going with that. But I do like what Joey's saying when there's more than just one Transformer on the screen. When it's just Bumblebee, obviously he looks good. You can tell like he fits in with the scenes that he's in, whatever. Like the CGI is good. Like, I think all the time. Like it doesn't ever fall off. But at the same time, like it just feels like a waste. Like Bumblebee feels like a waste. All the other Transformers, they transform good and stuff, but like you said, they're missing the sound. They're missing that authenticity to them.
Yeah, the electricity that usually comes with the Transformers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like the villains and stuff. Like the villains are good. I like the two that come down and chase down Bumblebee, but other than that, it's just like even the soundtrack. I'm like, it's okay because it fits in with the time and the era and stuff, but. Yeah, it does drum me over the head a little bit. There's nostalgic, but do I need nostalgia in a movie like this? No, I don't. I'm trying to watch Bumblebee right here. Do I get Bumblebee? No, I don't. So I'm kind of pissed off. Don't really like it that much. So, production's okay. That's the only thing that's the saving grace of this movie, but it's not the saving grace, isn't it? So.
And on to our general thoughts. I don't even know who wants to take this.
I'll just go. I feel like this is. I feel like I was just misled in it. I feel like this Bumblebee movie, not necessarily the trailers, because I feel like, in fact, maybe I do feel misled by the trailers as well, because I feel like in the trailers they more depict a 50-50 share of Transformers and Charlie's lifestyle, and it's not what you get in the movie. I feel like this is, for being one of the new way that Transformers wants to go, if this is the way they're going to continue to go, I will 100% be done with Transformers. I thought what we was getting from Michael Bay was bad. This is not a step up. Do you know what I'm saying? They fix the things that's wrong with Michael Bay movies, but they also keep half the stuff that's wrong with Michael Bay movies, that we're focusing on humans, and there's no one. I'm not going. It's not a Transformers movie. But sorry.
It's a young adult movie. If you're young adult like movies, go watch it. If you're like into family movies, go watch it. But for guys who are a fan of Transformers, you're not gonna like it. You're gonna be upset. Don't watch it. They know they can make a Transformers movie, War on Cybertron. Go do that. That's what I've got to say. That's all you got to do, and we'll be happy. Peace.
I have a lot to say. But I don't know where to begin. But I love Transformers. You know, I love the world. I love the characters. And even, we can even have this whole relationship with, you know, aliens, because that's what they are. They're not from Earth. Not at one point in this movie where Bumblebee, first timer on Earth, has a serious conflict with being an alien, a robot, and with a relationship with a human being. That doesn't happen. All of a sudden, you know, Bumblebee sort of becomes a pet. The story's not focused on Bumblebee. Why would you name this movie Bumblebee is beyond me. You know? It's just, it's misleading. We can make a Transformers movie, right? This movie can go two ways. You can make, you know, Transformers two ways. You can have a focus on the Transformers themselves. Outer space, you know, we've seen movies that do that. No human beings, it's fine, works. Box office hits records, all sorts. Or you can do both ways, where there's a conflict between aliens and humans. We've seen that. That can be done. But this movie fails completely on the focus of Bumblebee being on Earth for the first time, right? So you've skipped all these steps. You're giving us all these sob stories that don't correlate to anyone, to the point that people at the cinemas are walking out. And you give us like scenes who are so epic, never seen before. War on Cybertron. Oh my god, like it's beautiful to see. But then for the rest of the movie, we're just literally like, you've given us something so good, so great, that we're actually willing to put ourselves through the cinema, like throughout the whole movie, just to get more. Like, that is dead. And without further ado, the rating, our official rating for this movie is a 1.5 this movie is painful, and be glad because these two gave it 1.5. Because to me personally, this movie's dead, and I'm gonna keep saying it. So, but most important of all, let us know in the comment section below if you watch this movie, and there's a lot of people actually out there that love this movie. They think this movie is brilliant. If that is your case, by all means,
propaganda, straight.
By all means,
Nah, fam, I'm not having it, bro. It's propaganda. No, fam.
I've had people on Twitter like, yo, I love this movie.
It's propaganda, fam. Listen. Disclaimer: the views of Joey Kimwin are all my own views. Yeah.
At this point, I'm
put a disclaimer out there.
No, you can put a disclaimer, but at this point, I think you might as well say our because we all feel the same about this movie.
Disclaimer: all three of our individual views are ours of our own. Do you know what I'm saying? Everything that's going on right now with this movie having a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes and all this is propaganda, innit? I don't know, like, I feel like this is like an attack on Michael Bay, innit? I feel like this movie is an attack on Michael Bay because in this movie they do the opposite of everything Michael Bay does in this movie, and it's got like a 98 or it's got like a really great rating for some reason. Do you know what I'm saying? But to me, this movie is the same as all the other Michael Bay movies.
To me, it's worse.
Yeah, as a Transformers movie,
it's worse because it's got less Transformers.
As a Transformers movie, it still misses the key point of being a Transformers movie. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Michael Bay would have lens flares and I don't know, objectifying females in the movie and stuff like that. And this movie doesn't have that, but it still misses the mark. That there's like, yo, we want to see Transformers, not humans. And I don't understand how it got that rating. Like, I don't for me.
And this is what I want to understand because I actually got people, because I put out a tweet saying how bad this movie is, and I've got not just one, not just two, like over more than a couple of people hear me and be like, oh, I actually think this movie is good. So I actually want to understand what you think is so good about it.
It's not for our demographic.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not at this point with movies that's out in the world that are actually really good movies, not just from this year, from previous years that actually got, absolutely crucified. At this point, I actually feel that I'm ahead of my time. And from 10 years from now, people are going to look back and be like, this is actually not a great movie. As a matter of fact, people won't even be talking about those movies. But right now, they want to give all these sort of high ratings and they're great. And which,
this movie's trash, innit? Like, for a Transformers movie, it's trash. That's all I know, innit? And sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, but this is what we're here for. And then there's a lot of people out there who feel the same way we feel because clearly there was people walking out. There was actually people walking out. And I'm talking about 30 minutes before the movie finished.
And what's crazy to me is, I can't remember the last movie I was in where multiple people walked out, fam. Like,
and the movie
it wasn't like 2 people, it was like 10, 15 people.
And the screening left didn't have a lot of people in. It didn't have a lot of people.
It was crazy to me. It was
on a Saturday. On a Saturday.
It was crazy.
Not
to me,
late.
Man. It was crazy to me, but like, I don't know, man.
Guys, jump in. Let us know how you feel about this movie.
Go ham.
And also, but
go ham. Listen, I'm deep in these comments just for this because I need to. I need to know. I need to know what part of this movie did I not get.
You're not good.
Bro, jump in the comments. Sorry, please do that. Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, by all means, man. And we'll see another movie review. I'm Raven your GS.
I'm Sam, Mr. Blitztech.
Joe on Further Silence.
And this is one of those where it's painful to watch and painful to review. But this is what being cybernet means. Sometimes you gotta take the good with the bad, and sometimes you gotta take the real bad ones. Like you don't even want to do this. But we'll see you next time. Peace.
Hey guys, it's me, Joe on Further the Cyber Nerds. Appreciate you watching the last video. Check another one out here, or just go ahead and sign up to Patreon right now. Just do that thing. Anyway, catch you on the next video. Peace.